The crypto market has been hitting new all-time highs almost every week since the start of the year. No, I'm not crazy. I am aware that the crypto market has been in a bit of a rut since mid-May. The thing is that growth isn't something that's measured in dollar terms alone, and I would argue it's the least important metric in the context of cryptocurrency. What matters most is the adoption of cryptocurrencies by individuals and institutions, and this continues to happen regardless of the price of Bitcoin or your favorite altcoin. Most of this adoption is coming from a series of significant crypto partnerships that have gone by relatively unnoticed. So, that's why today I'm going to tell you about a few of these crypto partnerships, explain how they're driving crypto adoption, and examine which cryptocurrencies are likely to benefit most from them. Don't you dare skip ahead. There's a disclaimer that needs to be said. This video is not financial instruction. Education and entertainment is its only function. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Guy and my goal is to make crypto content that's riveting. Coins, tokens, news, reviews, and more. At the Coin Bureau, you'll never get bored. If you want to keep getting that dopamine hit, subscribe to the channel and give that bell icon a click. I've left some timestamps in the timeline that you can use to get around. Just know that watching the whole way through will help this video get found. So now that you know my shtick, let's start unpacking these crypto partnerships. Since the start of 2021, there have been dozens of crypto partnerships that could change this space forever. Now, obviously, I don't have the time to cover all of them here, so I've only chosen the cream of the crop. These crypto partnerships typically fall into one of four categories: crypto to crypto, crypto to private sector, crypto to public sector, and sponsorships. Because crypto to crypto partnerships don't really do much to increase the adoption of cryptocurrencies as a whole, I haven't included them in this video. I should also note I've included centralized cryptocurrency companies under the umbrella of crypto, which is something I haven't done in my recent crypto list videos. I'll leave links to a few of those in the description if you missed them. And now for the main course. The first significant crypto to private sector partnership to happen this year was the partnership between Reddit and the Ethereum Foundation in January. The goal of this partnership is to create a specialized scaling solution for Ethereum that will be used to distribute community points to Reddit's 430 million monthly users. For those unfamiliar, Reddit's community points system is designed to incentivize, quote, quality posts and comments on Reddit's 100,000 plus subreddits. In addition to earning points for quality content, users will be able to trade community points amongst themselves. Given that these community points will be ERC20 tokens on Ethereum, it's likely that there will be secondary markets for them on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. Reddit began testing its community points system on Ethereum last fall, and they covered the cost of ETH gas fees for their 2 trial tokens behind the scenes for all pilot participants. Though I couldn't find any exact details about the nature of the Layer 2 they're looking to build, I imagine it will abstract away the need to pay gas in ETH when sending tokens between users. If I'm correct, this means that this partnership wouldn't have as large of an effect on the price of ETH as it would if everyone on Reddit were forced to use it for community points transfer fees. Even so, exposing Ethereum's technology to nearly 500 million users is going to be pretty damn bullish for ETH. And this isn't the only recent partnership that will affect Ethereum either. The second significant crypto to private sector partnership to happen this year was the partnership between Visa, Circle, Crypto.com, and Anchorage in March. The goal of this partnership is to make it possible for select Crypto.com clients to pay for goods and services in USDC directly using their Visa crypto debit cards. These USDC payments will be settled on the Ethereum blockchain with the help of the Anchorage Digital Bank, the first crypto bank in the US to receive a national banking license from Uncle Sam. For those who don't know, Crypto.com's Visa crypto debit cards currently require you to exchange your crypto for fiat in the app if you want to load your card. This is both costly and time-consuming for Visa, which must settle all these crypto to fiat transactions behind the scenes. Instead of needing to touch base with a bank every time, what Visa is essentially doing is using Ethereum as a de facto layer 2 for the financial system wherein USDC can be shuffled around between payment parties and only converted to USD at a bank as needed. Visa is hoping to roll out this ability to pay with USDC directly to, quote, other partners over the next year. While this obviously implies the other cryptocurrency companies Visa is working with, it's possible that it could extend to non-crypto companies they're collaborating with too. In either case, Visa is going to need ETH to pay for all those gas fees, and the more widespread this feature becomes, the more ETH they're going to need. To put things into context, there are 3.3 billion Visa cards on the planet. I think it's easy to understand what effect that degree of adoption could have on the price of ETH. The next partnership could also play a critical role in Visa's USDC plans. The third significant crypto to private sector partnership this year was covered in last week's Crypto Review, and that's the partnership between the New York Digital Investment Group and the National Cash Register, which happened in June. The goal of this partnership is to make it possible for every American to buy and sell cryptocurrencies directly from their bank accounts. So far, NYDIG and NCR have managed to roll out this service to the 24 million clients of over 650 banks across the country. For those unaware, NCR is the largest provider of point-of-sale software in the world. In other words, it makes credit and debit card payments possible. NCR also owns over 800,000 ATMs. According to Forbes, banks across the United States can see that millions of dollars are moving from their accounts onto cryptocurrency exchanges every day, and they don't really like that. It wouldn't surprise me if that's part of the reason why Barclays recently blocked its clients here in the UK from sending their money to Binance. Rather than fight the inevitable, US banks are looking to add crypto trading to their list of services to keep that money in-house. NYDIG is handling the crypto custody and NCR is handling the payments. Like Visa, NYDIG and NCR are looking to apply their crypto partnerships to other industries, and their ultimate goal is to make it possible to use cryptocurrency at any merchant or ATM in their network. Although this initiative seems to focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and even Dogecoin are on the list of supported cryptocurrencies. It's worth pointing out that NYDIG will probably buy most of these cryptocurrencies over the counter, or OTC, which means that their buys will not affect the market price of these cryptocurrencies directly. It could reduce the available supply of these cryptos on exchanges, though, and this is just one of the many factors that influence the price of Bitcoin and other cryptos. Now, you can learn more about the other factors by watching my video about what moves the crypto market. It's up there in the top right. The first significant crypto to public sector partnership that happened this year was the partnership between the Stellar Development Foundation and the Ukrainian government in January. The goal of this partnership is to develop a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, for Ukraine's 44 million citizens. According to CoinDesk, Ukraine has already begun testing a digital hryvnia on the Stellar blockchain. But it has yet to release its CBDC into the broader economy. This will likely take place later this year. Not to brag, but I predicted that Stellar would be chosen to host a CBDC back in November. I'll leave that video in the description if you're interested. Another thing that I mentioned in that video was that it was very unlikely that governments will use public versions of cryptocurrency blockchains to host their CBDCs. This is because governments want to have total control of the blockchain. They also don't want to have a transparent blockchain that shows everyone all of the transactions and account balances. That's for their eyes only, of course. As such, governments will likely commission the company which developed the cryptocurrency blockchain to create a permissioned version for their central bank, and this seems to be the case with Stellar. This means that Ukraine's partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation will probably have no effect on the price of XLM, besides the speculation and hype caused by the announcement. Still, this partnership proves that cryptocurrency blockchains are capable of supporting a payment system on a national scale, and this is likely to inspire similar partnerships elsewhere in the future. In fact, it might have played a role in facilitating the next crypto partnership. The second significant crypto to public sector partnership to happen this year was the partnership between Input Output Hong Kong and the government of Ethiopia in April. The goal of this partnership is to create a digital identity system for over 5 million students and teachers in the country to keep track of grades and performance. Now, in case you're wondering how this relates to cryptocurrency, IOHK is one of the 2 software companies building and maintaining Cardano, one of the largest cryptocurrencies on the market. Ethiopia's digital identity system uses Atala Prism, which is built on Cardano. IOHK has been working for years to get its foot in the door with African governments, and this is just the first of many upcoming partnerships you can expect to see from them in the coming months and years. That said, it's not entirely clear whether these prolific partnerships will have any effect on the price of ADA. As pointed out by a few Cardanians on Reddit, it's likely that the Ethiopian government will simply pay IOHK for its digital ID services directly rather than purchase ADA. Another issue relates to the world's less than favourable view of the Ethiopian government, which the United Nations says has broken multiple international laws in dealing with conflicts in the Tigray region. You might roll your eyes at this, but the reality is that IOHK's association with such a regime could affect other partnership opportunities on the African continent and elsewhere. Now, as it so happens, the next crypto partnership faces similar issues. The third significant crypto to public sector partnership to happen this year is the partnership between Strike and the government of El Salvador in June. The goal of this partnership is well known, and that's to make Bitcoin legal tender. El Salvador's Bitcoin law was passed just one day after it was proposed, and BTC is now a national currency for over 6.5 million people. In addition to helping El Salvador's president write the Bitcoin bill, Strike is providing much of the payments infrastructure for El Salvador's new national currency, which is set to begin trading in early September. If Bitcoin's high transaction fees are making you question the feasibility of this plan, the answer is the Lightning Network, a Layer 2 scaling solution for Bitcoin, which is leveraged by Strike for both crypto and fiat payments. While Strike is only available in select US states and El Salvador at the moment, they are hoping to expand their operations to other countries around the world. The only problem is that they seem to be lacking the licenses to do so, at least according to reporting by Decrypt. Not only that, but it's possible that Strike doesn't even have the licensing required to engage in its current operations. When you combine this concern with Strike's close collaboration with a questionable administration, it makes for an uncomfortable uphill battle as far as adoption goes. Still, it's very possible that all of these pain points are nothing more than FUD coming from a corrupt financial system that does not want any country to escape its chokehold. I believe that this is what is driving Bitcoin adoption in Latin America, and you can learn more about that by watching my video about it using the link up there in the top right. The first significant crypto sponsorship this year was Crypto.com's sponsorship of the Montreal Canadiens hockey team in March. While the exact details of the partnership have yet to be defined, Crypto.com's logo will be front and center at the Bell Centre, which is the home turf of the Montreal Canadiens. Now, if you've never heard of the Montreal Canadiens before, they're arguably the most popular Canadian hockey team in the NHL. They were also once the best hockey team in the world. This is important because Canada is a pretty crypto-friendly country. It was the first North American country to introduce Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, all of which now have billions of dollars on their balance sheets. Tens of millions of people watch the Stanley Cup every year, with a whopping 70% of Canadians tuning into the first playoff game of the Stanley Cup in 2018. The National Hockey League has a pretty attentive audience here on YouTube as well. Seeing Crypto.com's logo flashing on the screen might motivate some viewers to swap their cash in for more crypto, and it'll be especially easy for Canadians to do because of those ETFs. The second significant crypto sponsorship this year was Tezos' sponsorship of Redbull's Formula One team in May. This sponsorship is a bit closer to a partnership, as it will not only see the Tezos logo on the side of Red Bull's cars, but will also see Red Bull NFTs minted on the Tezos blockchain. Red Bull is, of course, the world-famous energy drink that supposedly gives you wings, but try as I might, I can't seem to grow them. Anyhow, Formula One attracts hundreds of millions of eyes each year, and Red Bull's own racing shenanigans get some pretty solid views on social media. While I'm not sure how effective it is to have a logo on the side of a car that's travelling at hundreds of miles an hour, if and when those Red Bull cars win, Tezos will be on full display. Those NFTs are sure to help as well, and getting your hands on them is going to require lots of XTZ. Now, if you have no clue what Tezos is, I'll leave links to my most recent video on it in the description for you folks. The third significant crypto sponsorship this year is FTX's sponsorship of Major League Baseball in June. This sponsorship will see the FTX logo embroidered onto the jersey of every umpire in the league. The umpire is the dude who squats behind the batter, by the way. Yeah, I did have to look that up. There are hundreds of millions of baseball fans around the world, most of whom are in the United States. As with the NHL and F1, the MLB has a sizable online following. Now, as amazing as this sponsorship is, I have a feeling that the average person isn't going to know what FTX is, and even if they figure it out, I don't imagine many of them will be interested in trading crypto derivatives. Then again, this freshly penned partnership is just the tip of the iceberg of what FTX has in store as part of its 5-year sponsorship agreement with MLB. I'm definitely curious to see what comes next, and it wouldn't surprise me if Solana will play a part in that. That could send the Sol token to the moon. Now, if you have no idea what Solana is, I highly suggest watching my latest video about the project, which is up there in the usual spot, top right. The fourth significant crypto sponsorship happened just a few days ago, and that is Crypto.com's historic 10-year partnership with the UFC. This sponsorship will see the Crypto.com logo added to just about everything, really. The clothing of the fighters and their trainers, the locker rooms of the arena, and even inside the Octagon UFC ring. Over 625 million people around the world tune in to the UFC's brutal beatdowns, and their social media following totals well over 150 million. It's possible that this amount of exposure could bleed into the price action of Crypto.com's own CRO token. Now, if you want to learn more about CRO, you can find my video about it in the description. As you can see, there is no shortage of significant partnerships taking place between the crypto world and the real world. The ones I covered today are just a handful of the ones that have taken place since the start of the year. I think it's clear that crypto to private sector partnerships are the most important of the bunch. Money talks, and if you can approach a corporation and say that crypto will cut their costs or increase their profits, they're likely to bite sooner or later. The same cannot be said for governments that don't have the same set of incentives as for-profit organizations. I reckon governments are concerned about the security of their own systems, and they're willing to preserve them even if it comes at a great cost. This makes a lot of sense if you think about it. If someone from a different country came to your house and knocked on your door asking if you wanted to have your house's electricity system replaced to be more efficient, I don't imagine you'd automatically say yes, at least not until you'd had a very long discussion with that person and made sure they're not a scammer. Now, I can't help but notice that most of the countries adopting crypto are those that are not in the best condition, to put it lightly. They can see that what they're doing isn't working, and without help from the international community for whatever reason, they're turning to magic internet money to make it all okay. Sponsorships sort of fall under the same umbrella in that the average sports fan probably isn't going to be on board with crypto right away. This is where price does play a critical role. Seeing that number go up is more than enough motivation to move a sports fan to action, and the sponsored content they've been exposed to up until that point will tell them what to buy and where to go to buy it. Consider for a moment that over 1 billion people are being exposed to cryptocurrency through sponsorships alone. What do you think is going to happen when the bull market gets back on its feet and all that new money comes pouring in? Well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just in it for the tech. So, if you liked what you saw today, give me a like because it does go a long way. Subscribing to the channel and pinging that notification bell is a good idea if you plan on staying. You should know that YouTube isn't the only place you can find me. I'm active on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Telegram. Yes, the Telegram channel is free. You can head to my merch store to get your hands on a nifty Coin Bureau sweater. It's the best thing to wear when you're reading through my weekly newsletter. You can find the links to all these useful resources down there in the description. That's a wrap for today, folks. Thanks so much for sticking around. I'll see you all real soon.